Yeah, it's just a matter of understanding of the fairness and level of legality. It is not possible to rise up such a level locally if the organization, the courts, are made in a system of game without procedural violence consequences or the legal appointments for criminal activities in the locked systems. In the internal court processes, the violences are not investigated by the higher institutions, and that's the reason of various restrictions are applied over me without any consequences to those who actually did it, or open investigation within the national law limits. I do agree about international process difficulties due to publicity and various forces involved, but the official part, documents, processes, and existing proof should be out of that publicity or the political influence, because their curiosity makes more difficulties in solution of any question. These circumstances which are faced recently are pretty difficult, just because there is no power of law in legal organizations, but power of fence is used for the purposes of discrimination of me and the kid. They make the things very difficult, specifically to create various problems and set up kind of games or the competition process, which cannot be set up on the way it is if the criminal activities are performed by the state organizations. There should be an appointed responsibilities on open way, so that the mentality of existing population, which is more affected by the national force and national idea and Russian influence from the east, only this open justice may, as an example, to make a direction of the legal organization in the country of residence, such as courts and the prosecution offices, into the real legal field in accordance with the existing laws. Also, that will direct the discipline and the internal regulations of personal duties at each separate level with the existing frames of the criminal laws. Otherwise, that children garden or kind of competition without any borders will not stop. I fully understand the existing forces and mentalities in recent case file and situation generally. That's the reason I was talking about public-less move. For possible feedback in a solution with the present question of the son's custody, who is forcefully isolated in all directions from me by the criminal activities. Because there was a civil court judgment with 5 points which were clearly described in it, but it didn't give a civil attitude to the ones involved, the kid's mother, and the consequences in case of such a violence are not performed by the appropriate organizations. That's the other thing of understanding of legal attitude or legality in general in the country of residence. It's just complete absence. I fully aware of controls of the electronic devices and which forces are doing this. That should not affect any procedural order in the state organizations on reception of real claims or applications with existing proof. Political influence over the population should be out of the legal organizations. But in the legal organizations must be set strong, strict procedural follow-up of processes on reception of any petitions or applications. One message about the feedback. Ruhaha. But if to realize existing, let's say, secret plan or with an unpublic understanding of the further activities, it is possible to realize civil living outside the Latvia, because in present country complete system and all the electronic management was directed against me with certain organizations or interested personnel, just because of the crime which was organized and shared further on outside the country of residence. I definitely can say that if an necessary feedback could be presented, there is a possibility to direct any court or situation onto the legal open field, even with recordings of camera or public medias. In our country of residence, there is no official protection from any blames. If there is a blame, there is no organization which might investigate. Either it is real or it is fake. That is the problem which legal organizations should work out, because if the fakes will lead any processes which according to law is a criminal activity, creating a huge losses to the ones who are not guilty or who were fakely blamed, that will lead in a chain reaction to the criminal activities of the legal organizations, and outcomes, illegal outcomes for which responsibility should be also appointed in a chain reaction due to absence of competence or inability to follow the procedural order.